Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, so let's start by doing what we normally do. Blood sugars. Oh my god, there's no blood sugar. Whatever will I do? I had to disconnect because the sensor had reached its timeline. So this little thing means sensor isn't working. Because sensor, the transmitter is charging. I have my new sensor here, which I'll put in as soon as the transmitter is charged, and we'll be raring to go. All pretty freaking good. Now, time and range. Did the whole video yesterday. I'm 86%, which is getting better. Still, it was a little high, over 10. And I was woken up at 4 this morning with a blood sugar of 13. Did it get to 14? We'll say 13.5. And now it's come down. I know personally it's come down to about 9.4. I just feel better. It was also time change last night. So it's now 6:20, which should be like 5:20. 0% under 4, which is a plus. And this has got back to 8.8. We were at 8.7 when I checked. Now, we're a little out there. Starting to build again, but I think today we can bring this down. Today, I want to discuss the pity. So often, type 1 diabetics get, oh, this channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Tricked you there. You thought I was going to go into the whole presentation, didn't you? I thought that too until I stopped it. But so often type 1 diabetics get, oh, I'm so sorry you have that. Well, for me, getting diabetes was a positive experience. And how might you say it's a positive experience? Well, I was a fat kid. I know, different than now, okay? But for grade 7, I was extremely fat. if I keep saying if I wasn't a type 1, I would have been a childhood type 2. I got diabetes and I lost so much weight that when I went back to school, sorry, waking up, when I went back to school after being in the hospital, people thought I was a new student. And it was wild. And that started my whole role as a diabetic. But I don't think we need pity. I think pity can enable a diabetic who's not following the guidelines. We'll just call it that. I think pity is not a great thing. I have diabetes, yes, but I don't sit there worrying about my diabetes. It is something that is now part of me. And the best way I can illustrate this is I don't go up to people and say, "Hi, I'm Mike, I'm a diabetic." I'm not looking for that self-gratification that I'm a diabetic and I need your sympathy. Do I go up to people and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have to breathe"? It's the same statement. Now, I'm not rude when someone says it. I said, "No, you know what? It's okay." Back when I was diagnosed, back in 1977, the outlook for a lot of diabetics living 47 years was bleak. It was kind of like, yeah, sure, you'll do great. But there really wasn't tools in order to do great. Sorry, I just don't know what dry skin. But over the years, things have gotten so much better. I can remember boiling my needles and sharpening my needles. Luckily for only about a month and a half. And then our pharmacist said, "Hey, I got in these disposable needles. I'll give you a pack." Well, a pack was a box. And I never looked back. Never went back to the glass syringes, making sure everything was sterile all the time. But you know what? I give kudos to all the diabetics over the year who had to do that on a regular basis. It opened up your body to so much more pathogens, germs. Oops, sorry. It's a little loud right now. But, I still lived a full life. I got to high school, I got to university. I did a lot. I went to private school. So, why did we need pity. The pity parade has long gone for me. And hopefully for you too. Don't crave the attention for what you do well. Your diabetes, while it's important and it'll always be here, but it's not here. Meaning that, like I said, when I introduce, I don't say, I'm Mike, I'm a diabetic, unless I'm in a support group, but this here, oh, your blood sugar's going up. Your blood sugar's going up. Oh, you're dropping. I'm not talking my pump. I'm just talking that diabetes is always close by. I know this when I get sick. I know this if I don't take my insulin. But those are easily corrected. A diabetic nowadays can live a long life. I can't believe it. This year I turned 60. 47 years ago, 57, when I became a diabetic, I was oblivious. I was kind of like, okay. I knew that diabetes meant you had to have shots to control blood sugar. That's all I knew. And I had the luxury of having a month to learn a good solid basis. A lot of kids now, or young adults, everyone's a kid to me now, learn so much in so little time. I've seen videos of people who were diagnosed and 4 days later they're home. And while being at home is the best place for diabetic, and I mean home, your normal life. That's the way you're going to get really tight control, is living your life normally. Now, I don't want anyone to ever feel sorry that I have diabetes. I celebrate, and I've told you this before, you celebrate the little wins. When I get a 93% time in range day, yes. I don't sort of sit there and go, oh, I hope one day. But it's important that you realize pity has no place. Also for yourself, inward pity doesn't work. Oh, I have diabetes. Oh, life's not worth living. Life is worth living. You have type 1 diabetes. It's something that can be controlled. Back turn of not this century, the last century, diabetes type 1 patients could be gone. The life expectancy could be 6 weeks. And there were people in hospital beds that were skeletons. So now we have the wonder drug that has saved all type 1 diabetics like insulin. And taking our insulin every day allows us to get tighter control and enables us to develop good control habits. If you have control and you're able to go out and live an awesome life, great. If your pity grows and manifests that you're just always depressed, or that life's not worth living because of your diabetes, you need to seek help. But usually it's short-term. It wasn't like a death sentence anymore. Yes, a shot, or if you have a pump, the pump, it allows me so much more. I really wish years ago I had the pump while working. I probably wouldn't have been so tired all the time. Because I don't know about the rest of you, but if I'm high and then I go down low, or if I have a couple lows in one day, I am totally wiped. I am exhausted. So now I don't work, I don't have to worry about it, but so many people worry about things, and if you're one of them, and if you decide you need help, get that help. Don't let diabetes be here and be. It has its place. It's back there. With the help of the pump and sensors, I'm able to know what it's doing. Used to be, years ago when I started, diabetes used to be back here. You didn't know what was going on. Now, it sits over here. It has its place. And while someone will come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have diabetes." Well, thank you. But you know what? I live my life. I'm do what I need to do. For me, I got comfortable and I started doing these these vlogs to help people. That the people take these little bits of information and they can go see their doctor. Say, what about working with this? So don't let this be you. Diabetes has its little spot. For some of you, it may be over here, but don't let it be here. And how to know if diabetes is here? If you can't do anything else because you're low, you're high, you don't have things under control. Your work is suffering. Your relationships are suffering. This is a sign that diabetes is here. And you need to take steps to move it over here, where, yes, you're diabetic, but it doesn't define you. So, in this video, we talked about pity, getting pity from people. And you know what? Thank you, but, diabetes is not there. I don't sit here and think, oh my God, what is my diabetes doing? Most cases, through the pump and the sensor, I know what it's doing. And you can too. Years ago, when I did a train the trainer exercises, one of the exercises we did was we get them used to talking out in public, and we'd have a class of 4 or 5, and we would have other people from the company just come and sit in, and they'd introduce themselves to the group. And 9 times out of 10, they would say, hi, my name is blah, 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 and they'd start with the negatives about themselves. And I feel a lot of times diabetics do this. I'm Mike, I'm Sarah, I'm James, I'm Joyce, and I'm a diabetic. I find it funny they do this, but a lot of adults who have type 1 don't tell their workers, their friends, their workers, that they have type 1 diabetes. It's all sort of a big mystery. Don't let pity drive your diabetes here. Keep your diabetes in check. Yes, I have diabetes. Yes, I know I have diabetes. Yes, I know what my blood sugar is. Oh, I have something important to do. Just hold on. That's important. Until we talk again, have a super day. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.